Hi there, my name is Oeun. You already learned two relative pronouns. What are they? One is who, the other is whom. What are the functions of who? The functions of who are subject and object. How about whom? The function of whom is only object. Whom is used as the object and it is more formal. Who is the subject is more formal, but when who is used as the object, it is informal. Okay, and today one more relative pronoun is which. Yeah, look at the word with me. Adjective clauses. Another name of adjective clauses is relative clauses. Introductory word within adjective clauses we have relative pronoun, but you already learned who as a subject, function as a subject and object, and it is used for a person. Whom its function is only object, yeah, and it is used for a person. But between who and whom, when who is the object, it is informal, but whom is formal, is more formal. Now let's learn another relative pronoun, which. Yeah, you know, which function as subject and object when it is used in adjective clause, but it is used for a thing only. Which is not used for a person, it is used for a thing. So don't get confused. Who and whom for a person, which for a thing. Alright. Look at the example. Football began at Harvard University. It is the most popular American sport. Who and whom can be used in both non-defining relative clauses and defining relative clauses. They are used in clause with comma and clause without comma. And which too, which can be used in both defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. Okay, so in order to combine two simple sentences into one, we have to take a look at one noun in the first sentence and the other noun in the second sentence. If these two nouns are the same, you can use one noun as an antecedent or head noun, and the other noun is replaced by which. Okay, football, and second sentence we have it. It here is the noun phrase as well in sentence analyzing. Football and it the same thing. That's why we use football as an antecedent or a head noun. We can write like this: football. Football is a proper noun. That's why we can use comma. It is non-defining relative clause. Verb phrase predicate from begin to the university. You can take it away and then you can insert it to spot here in display. But it will use which. Which is the most popular American sport, began at Harvard University. Football, which is the most popular American sport, began at Harvard University. Because the football is a proper noun, that's why this adjective clause we use comma. It is called non-defining relative clause. So from which to American sport is adjective clause. Which noun does it modify? It modifies football. So which, how about which? What is the function of which here? The root of the sentence is the subject. That's why which replaces it like this. So which is a subject in this sentence as well. Look at number 2. I like the book. I read it last week. Which nouns are the same in these two simple sentences? When we know the same noun and then we combine these two simple sentences into one complex sentence, we use relative pronoun which in here because which is used for a thing. The book and it. So when the book and it are the same like this, we can write I like the book. The book here is an antecedent or head noun. Book is common noun. That's why this adjective clause does not need a comma. It is called defining relative clause. Which I read it or know it. Actually know it because which here replaces it already last week. So adjective clause from which to last week. Which noun does it modify? It modify the book is a noun. Again, which can be subject and object. So how about which here? What is the function of which? The first sentence which replaces it. So it here is object of read. That's why which here is also object. Again, which is one of relative pronoun that can be used as a subject and object in adjective clause. And it is used for a thing only, which is not used for a person. It is used for a thing, which can be used in both defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. When we can use as a defining relative clauses, it means that in the sentence, the antecedent noun is a common noun. Or usually, when the antecedent noun is a common noun, adjective clause here is called defining relative clause. It does not need a comma at all. When an antecedent noun or the head noun is a proper noun, like football here, normally adjective clause we use comma. It is called non-defining relative clause or non-restrictive relative clauses. I'm going to teach you one more relative pronoun. It is that. Before I start to teach you that, I want to ask you again. Two types of adjective clause, defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. So how about who, whom, which, that? In what type of adjective clauses are they used? So who, whom, and which are used in both defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. How about that? Look at the board with me, yeah? That function as subject and object. That is used for both a person and a thing. It's a bit strange because who for person, whom for person, which for a thing only, but that is used for both a person and a thing. One more thing of that, please bear in mind that relative pronoun that is used for only defining relative clause. In non-defining relative clause, that is not used at all. So please don't forget it. That is used in defining relative clause only. It is not used in non-defining relative clause at all. Look at the example with me. These two examples are extracted from the previous video about who and which. It is only used to clarify the use of that only. People avoid traveling by planes. They fear flying. People and they is the same thing. That's why we use people as an antecedent. So we can write people. And from avoid verb predicate here, we take it out and then we insert they fear, but they here we use that. They that replaces they. We can write like this: that fear flying avoid traveling by plane. People that fear flying avoid traveling by plane. So from that to flying is adjective clause. Adjective defining relative clause that is not used in non-defining relative clause at all. In that here we can use who as well, but between who and that, who is much better. That is used informally. I like the book. I read it last week. So book and it, the same thing. We can combine sentence like this. I like the book that replaces it. I read last week. How about adjective clause here? From that to last week, it is defining relative clause. It modifies the book. The first example here, that function as subject because they replaces they. They in simple sentence is the subject. The second example here, that is the object because the simple sentence here is object of read. That's why that replaces it. That in this is the object too. Again, relative pronoun in adjective clause we have who, whom, which, and this is that. So that is a bit different from the first three. That is a subject and object, and it is used for both a person and a thing. But the thing is that is used informally. It is not formal. One more thing is that is not used in non-defining relative clauses. It means that when clause with commas exclude that because that is not used there. Alright. For example, like this. Alright. Does it make sense, everyone? After watching my explanation, if you are doubtful, you are not clear of any point, please write your question. I try my best to reply to all of your questions. Don't worry. Well, we come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching my video. Don't forget to wait for more and more video. Watch it every day. If you miss any video, you find it difficult to understand because everything is in order. Well, thank you very much. See you later. Bye bye.